You give me fever like a never known. Just to run around the relax. I like the look of your walk, your talk, your dress. I feel your fever from miles around. I pick you up in my car and we'll play the time. Just kiss me, baby, and tell me twice that you're the one for me. The way you're making me feel, you really turn me good. You knock me off on my feet now. My lonely days are gone. Like the one that you hear in me. Just hold me, baby, and I'm in ecstasy. I'll be working from 9 to 5 to buy you things to keep you by my side. I never been so in love before. Hey, everybody! What's going on, everybody? It feels so good to be back on this live. I'm kind of missed y'all. So, we're going to be doing some 80s music and crafting today. It's Sunday. We're just going to chill, relax. We're going to talk. We're going to become closer family. We're going to bring it on together. It's like talking around the dinner table is what today is going to be. I have been commissioned 2 tumblers from a local comic book store in my area. I have made this cup before previously. The owner of the comic book store's girlfriend actually bought it for him for a Christmas gift, and he loved it so much, he was like, I need 2 more cups. So I was like, cool, I got you. I can do that. So we're going to be doing 1 Marvel cup and 1 DC Comics. So I already have them separated between Marvel characters and DC characters. So this is all Marvel. This is all the DC. So 1 cup. They're both 30-ounce curved tumblers from Hog. And I get my stainless steel tumblers from the stainlesssteeldepot.com is where I can find them. But in a pinch, I will go to Amazon because sometimes it's actually cheaper to get it from Amazon than from the Stainless Steel Depot. So what I'm going to do first, a few things you're going to need. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need Mod Podge. We will be applying this with Mod Podge. You'll need a small brush. I have a medicine cup to hold my Mod Podge in. And of course you need comic books. So these were donated from the comic book store owner himself. He was like, hey, use these. I don't care. I just want 1 Marvel, 1 DC comic tumbler. And I was like, I got you, bro. We have been pretty good friends with the owner for a couple of years now. He even attended my child's baby shower. So he's pretty much like family. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cut out some things that I think would look really cool on this tumbler. It's not really anything too like organized. It's literally just cutting some images out that look pretty dope, and we're going to go from there. So he didn't ask for any specific characters. So I'm literally just going to be grabbing some characters at random. Now, usually I let my customers, they want a tumbler like this. They usually want a specific character. But he said, whatever you want to put on there, it don't matter. But I will provide the comic books for you. So I said, bet. So we have Spider-Man. Who else we got? We got a lot of Spider-Man. We have Captain America. We got Power Man and Iron Fist. We have The Thing. We have Sergeant Fury before he was black. We have the white Nick Fury. So we're going to go through and we're going to cut some of these out. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get a towel to put down so I don't ruin my lovely good mat here. So let me get some towels to put down. I don't want to ruin my mat that I just made. I just made this mat. So we don't want to ruin this mat. So I'm going to put a towel down. And I'll go ahead and pour my Mod Podge. Let me shake it up first. How's everybody doing on this lovely Sunday? Pour some Mod Podge. Alright, so we're going to start with Spider-Man first, I guess. So I'm literally just going through And I'm going to be cutting out pictures. Oh, I actually remember that game. Bubble Bubble. That used to be the game back in the day. Not even going front. Look at that old school Donkey Kong and Mario. That's crazy. So I really like this picture. I think this one would be really dope. So what I usually do is I'll just like tear the whole page out. Therefore, it gives me a little bit to work with. So I'm trying to cut it out. I just tear the whole page out. So I'm just getting pictures that I think will look really dope on this cup. Now, I know you're thinking like, hey, what's up? We are making the comic book tumbler. I posted it before on my TikTok, and the owner of the comic book store who I made it for was like, yo, I need like 2 more of those. 1 Marvel, 1 DC Comics. I was like, I got you, fam. So, we are making a DC and a Marvel tumbler. We're using a curved 30-ounce tumbler to do this, and I'm literally going to be Mod Podging these comic book strips right onto the cup. So, super easy. It's exactly what we're going to be doing. So, I really like this one. So, now what I'm doing, I'm just going through, I'm tearing out pages of the comic books that I like, certain images. Like, I really want to get this Spider-Man and maybe that the Goblin, because I really, really, really like those. So I'm going through and I'm tearing out pages that I may want to use. That's cool. I'm going to check out that video. Yeah, it's on my TikTok page. It's a little bit further down because I did it like right before Christmas. So it's a little bit further down on my TikTok page, but it is on there. Yeah, this is for the owner of the comic book store, and he wanted me to make this. So we're gonna see what we can do with it. See if we can make it do what it do. Let's see. Trying to see if I can get some more good pictures. But I don't want it all to be a Spider-Man cup though. So when you're doing these, you have to really be careful that you don't put a lot of one character. Especially since we have like 10 more comic books to look through. So we got Captain America coming. So a lot of these characters, I really don't know a lot of these, honestly. Not the old school version. I know a lot of like the newer version Marvel, but not really more of the old school version Marvel, no. So a lot of these characters are kind of unfamiliar to me. That's awesome. Thanks. So a few of these characters are kind of unfamiliar to me. So if I mess up on somebody, my bad, y'all, because I'm not really that big of like a comic type of person. So if I screw up on a name or somebody, my bad, y'all. I know there's some real serious like comic book fanatics, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feeling nothing like that. So my bad if I mess it up. Just just give me a pass today. Give me a pass. Give me a pass. So it's a few good pictures that I really want to use. So I'm just tearing off pictures that I may use or potential pictures. So yeah, listen, I don't know a lot of this stuff, y'all. I really don't. I don't know. I kind of want to use this. I like that one. So, and we'll be doing on these 2 30-ounce skinnies, because the first cup I posted on my TikTok was on 30-ounce skinny. So it's actually a lot more room on those cups than you think, but you can fill it up real quick. So we still have a couple other comic books we need to look through too. So I just try to just be careful and just pick a few pictures, and then if I need to go back and fill in space, then I'll go and get filler pictures. But just keep that in mind. Spatial awareness when you're doing this type of cup. Because actually I've done it before, and here's the funny part. So I pitched this idea to him last year at the comic book, the National Comic Book Day. There was a vendor event they were having. I pitched it to him, and I made a whole cup too with comic books, and he turned it down. And I was like, wow, okay, so I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to use the cup. I threw the cup away, y'all. I threw it away. And then a year later, his girlfriend was like, hey, I have an idea for a cup. It may seem crazy, but can you actually put like comic book panels on it? I was like, you know what's funny? I've done a cup like that before, and he shot it down. Part of me is excited to see how this turns out. But the librarian in me is freaking out. I know, I'm ripping up books. I know. The page is being torn out. I know. She's like, oh my God, don't tear out the pages. You're ripping good literature. You're ripping good literature. I know. But yes, he shot down the idea the first time, and then a year later, his girlfriend brings it back up, and here I am. This will be the third cup I'm making like this. So it's crazy. But yeah, he shot it down. He's like, oh, I didn't know that it was going to be, or whatever. I was like, bro, you shot it down, and then a year later, you're asking me for it again. And I was like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. So these are actually really good because they have a lot of smaller panels. I might actually be able to put whole panels on this. Usually I'm just cutting out like characters and like individuals, but I might actually be able to put like some whole panels on here. It's something really good. Look at these old school Toys R Us ads in here. Oh my gosh, I miss Toys R Us. They were super overly priced for no reason, but I kind of miss Toys R Us. They were extremely overpriced, like why overpriced? It was crazy. So I usually put the page side up that I want to use. I kind of want to use this right here. I don't know who that is, but I just want to use it. But so we may use it, we may not. But I want to use him for sure. That's the thing. So I want to tear this out. I'm gonna put this face side up with what I want to use. But we're gonna Mod Podge this, and this is old school Iron Man's in here, so it's a lot of stuff that's in here. Yeah, way too overpriced for no reason. So I was kind of sad when they went out of business, but I was kind of like, about time, because listen, y'all want way too much for something I can get from Walmart. Like y'all is tripping. Y'all tripping right now. Like, y'all are tripping. I got old school 80s music going on, too. It's a good day. I really want to use her. She's from the Fantastic Four, which the Fantastic Four movies have not all been too good. They've been doing Fantastic Four terrible with these remakes, bro. I'm like, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. If you can't do Fantastic Four right, just leave it alone. Like, stop making these horrible movies of this group. Y'all doing them dirty. Y'all disrespecting them. Who's gonna drive you home? So, alright. We got a few. Look at this Kool-Aid Man commercial. Or this ad. The Kool-Aid Man. I know good well my mom would be mad at the Kool-Aid Man bust through her wall like that. I'm like, do you pay for these damages, sir? Because you always busting through somebody's wall during a commercial. Anybody got time for that? Whoop. I done hit y'all all up in the head. I'm going to have to really go through and do a lot of filler in this one. A lot of these comics don't really have a lot of, like, characters in them. I'm looking for the characters themselves, actually. See, this one's Sergeant Fury, so I have no clue who Sergeant Fury even looks like. Like, I guess it's this guy right here. See, I don't even know what this dude even looks like, bro. So I'm just like, I'm kind of guessing at this point. I'm guessing it is him, because he's the one that shows up the most. So, listen, I don't even know what I'm doing, fam, because I don't know what he even looks like. The Nick Fury I know is Samuel L. Jackson. That's the Nick Fury I know. So, I don't know this comic book Nick Fury, but I'm guessing it's him right there. I don't know. So, I probably should do like a run through just to look and see who is what. I used to use my husband to tell me who's who if I don't recognize people. Because I'm like, listen, I don't know none of these, bro. I don't know none of these, fam. I really don't. So I'll use Miss Marvel right here. This little one right there. So we'll get these cut out, and then we'll look at the layout, and we'll see if we need to add any more. We'll get this one, because I like that lineup right there. So we'll cut these out and we'll see if we have enough. If not, then we will we'll go back and get some filler. Because we know Spider-Man had a lot of filler in it. So, I mean, Spider-Man was pretty much all Spider-Man. I'm like, dang, y'all don't show no villains or nothing in this one. God, whoa, Spider-Man he full of himself, huh? So I'm not cutting out like exact, but I don't want a lot of that negative backspace. But if it's in there, you know, it's no big deal. But I really don't want a lot of like that wording in there. Sometimes I keep the wording and then sometimes I don't. In this case, I really don't want all of that wording. But I may keep that superheroes a symbol though. It actually looks pretty cool. I think I might keep that banner. So this is like the easiest part. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. I use Google. Listen, a lot of times I'm like, okay, who is this? Okay, who is that? Okay, who is this? So I have my husband to tell me who is who, because I'm like, listen, I don't know who these people are. I'm not like a diehard like comic book reader, so I wouldn't know a lot of these people. They're like, oh my god, y'all know. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. So I'm just going by, you know, context clues, because who knows? Who knows? So I'm thinking that is Nick Fury right there. I don't know, because he's the only like consistent one in each panel. So we'll put that to the side. We'll ask the husband here in a minute who that is, if that's Nick Fury or not. Or yeah, because I don't want to put somebody on the tumbler that's like, who is that? I'm like, oh crap. You know, that's the worst feeling ever, is to do a cup or a tumbler of a subject you really don't know too much about, and then it's like, that's not the character. It's like, oh my god, you know how embarrassing that would be? I would feel like trash if that would happen to me. Oh my gosh, I would be so embarrassed, bro. I would be too embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. And then in that case, I would put a vinyl over it to cover that person up. So there's always a way you can cover up mistakes when it comes to crafting. If you mess up, you just put a vinyl over it. So, because I still might put his logo on here, on these cups. So I thought about it. He's like, I'll leave it up to you. I was like, okay, I may put a logo on it, I may not. But if I grab the wrong superhero, then I'm definitely putting that logo on that cup. So I can cover that up. So I know I went for him, but I don't know who that is. So let's put that one to the side for right now. Let's put him to the side. So we definitely want him. We want the thing. We want him. Can y'all see? Is my lighting pretty good? I have to plug in some more lighting. I feel like I'm really dark. Well, I had my light on, but it turned off on me. I just feel like I'm really, really dark. Like I need more light. Is that lighting okay? I feel like I need more light. I don't like shadows. I don't like shadows in my videos, so let me plug my other light in. Hold on. Watch out, boys, oh, here she comes. All right. That caused more of a shadow. Oh, gosh. So, is that a little bit better? Thank you for the follow. I just want to give you guys as much light as I possibly can to see what I'm doing. So, we're making a DC and Marvel comic book tumbler, which I've made before. For those that are just coming in, I made this cup before, and I posted it to my TikTok, and then the owner of the comic book store I made it for, his girlfriend had got it for him for a Christmas gift, And he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I need you. How much would it cost for you to make like 2 more of those cups? And I told him the price. He was like, yeah, let's make that happen. And I was like, okay, bet. Bet. So, and here we are now. So I'm just going through and just cutting some stuff out. So here's all my pieces. Now I may use all these pieces and I may not, but it just depends. I may use it and I may not. But for right now, I'm just trying to make sure I get as many of these superheroes as I can. And I usually always check with my husband on whether it's a valid picture or not before I Mod Podge it onto my cup. So I always check with him first to make sure that that's either yes, it is a Marvel superhero, or no, who the heck is that, before I Mod Podge it to my cup, because I can't just like peel this off. So if I make a mistake, it's glued on there, and I can't like wipe it off, because then I'll be wiping it off and tearing up the comic book too. So you gotta have to be like really strategic in this when you're doing this type of stuff. So you just gotta be careful when you're doing this. So I'm doing a rough cutout, and then I'll go back and do a more like in-depth, like kind of close to the picture cutout after that. So like I said, it doesn't have to be like perfect, but I forgot for a second why I tore this one out. I tore it out for the boom right here. I was like, why did I tear this out? Oh yeah, it's at the bottom. Hey everybody. Oh Lord, I did not put my phone on silent. I got caught like that last time during my live stream. Y'all remember that? I got caught last time and I put my phone on silent. Alright, we'll put him to the side. I feel like I have a lot of Captain America right now. Hawkeye, oh gosh. He gets such a bad rap. Poor Hawkeye. So we're not going to use his whole body. We're only going to probably use half of it. And because this is just a really big image. So, and don't be afraid to overlap your images too. When you go to put them on your tumbler, because some of them are going to overlap. But I want to save the name, because I kind of want to put the name on there separately too. So I definitely want to put the name on there separately. So we're going to save that. Always on my mind, in my heart, in my soul. You're the inspiration. Oh my gosh, my mom loves this song. You're the inspiration. Alright. So So yes, this Spider-Man had a lot of big images in this thing. Yeah, Spider-Man had a lot of big images. They don't have to be super perfect, so it's quite alright. And I'm not doing any type of sanding or spray painting to my cup because we are going to be leaving the bottom and the top completely stainless steel. So I'm just going to mark it with a piece of electrical tape so I can know where to not put any comic books. Because I want to make sure that I have somewhere for the epoxy to complete the seal at. So we're going to tape off the bottom portion, and then I'll tape off the top portion the same width as my electrical tape. I just use just trusty dusty black electrical tape, nothing special, nothing like uber expensive. It's just electrical tape. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that off because I just want to make sure that I don't put comic books down below this line right here. So I'm just going to get my electrical tape. But still, it doesn't have to be like super perfect though, y'all. We're just literally just setting a perimeter for where we don't want to put comic book strips at. Because I don't have the little cutter for the edge thing. It's in my Amazon cart and it's just been sitting there looking at me like, you gonna buy me or nah? So it's been sitting in my Amazon cart since like before Christmas, but I bought other stuff though. So it's like, really? You just gonna keep passing me by? So same thing, we're gonna take just the amount of the tape and we're gonna go to the top. So like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are literally just setting a perimeter to where we don't want to put comic books. So if we do pass that point, I'll go back through with my X-Acto knife and I'll just cut off any of that excess comic book off of here. So here's the hard part, is just making sure you have this sucker straight. But good thing with electrical tape is it is quite flexible, so you can actually maneuver it quite easy. It's very flexible. It's very flexible. So like I said, it doesn't have to be super perfect. Oh snap. No, y'all not playing Prince. Never should have thought of doing any sorrow. So, one down. We'll do the same thing to this one. Not Purple Rain. Only want to see you jumping in the purple rain. 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 Oh, y'all, I got a story about this song. Y'all not gonna believe this. So I was at a church conference. It was a women's conference with a really good friend of my mom's. We know her for a very long time. So, and this guest singer from out of town, she gets up, bro. I promise you. When I tell you every single black person was looking like, I know she did not just do that. Bro, when I tell you, she got up there, she was like, I was driving in my car, and she was like this Southern belle from straight up Texas country girl. And she's like, I was driving in my car, and I was listening to the radio, and Prince Purple Rain came on. We was like, oh, okay, yeah, girl got some soul. She's like, and I just got caught up thinking about the things of the Lord, and I made a song to Purple Rain. I was like, oh, no, she did not. When I tell you the whole congregation got quiet when she said that, we was looking around like, oh, no, ma'am. No, she did not just say that. When I tell you, She had a track for it. She had the track and everything, y'all. When I tell you she was singing Praise His Name to Purple Rain, I wanted to run up out that camp. I was cracking up. I said, I know good and well she did not just remix Purple Rain and put the Lord's name in that. I was like, bro, you wildin' out, sis. You wildin' out. I was like, no. Man, people's facial expressions was gold. They was looking like, oh, heck no. I was cracking up. I was dying. Oh my gosh, that crap was hilarious. I was cracking up. I said, I know good and dang well she did not just remix Purple Rain and made it into a gospel song. I'm done. Oh, Lordy. I was like, bro, that was like the highlight of the whole women's conference was her singing Purple Rain. I said, oh, Father. I couldn't wait to come home and tell my husband that, bro. I was done. I was too through. But I don't think I was married at that point. I don't think I was married yet. Or either we just got married, one of the two. But either way, it was absolutely hysterical. I could not believe she did that. I was cracking up laughing. I said, no, ma'am, I know you did not just do that. But it was funny. It was funny. My mom looked at me like, I know good and dang well. She was looking like, I know good and dang well. She did not just sing that. I was like, yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I was like, bro, I am too done, bro. I said, I'm too through. I was done. I was like, bro, I know good and well. I have no clue who sings this song at all. Alright, so we got some pretty good pictures. Oh, okay, now I know the song. I'm tracking now. Manic Monday. So, but you also have to be cautious of the curvature of the cup, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do for that curve right there. That's why I like using these, because it's a slight curve. I know some of the curved cups is like that deep curve. I don't like those. I hate those cups. I'm not a fan of those cups. So I'm gonna have to do some serious filler pieces. Which for filler pieces, all I do literally is just cut up these little scrap brown pieces and I Mod Podge them on. I don't go and try to find pictures. I literally just go through and just cut little pieces of the brown. So what's gonna do? We're gonna cut slits into our picture, so it will help us kind of Mod Podge it on a little bit straighter. Because if not, it will actually start to like fold up. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna start with the boom up top. So I usually put my bigger pieces of where's my brush go? I put my bigger pieces of comic book first, and then I go back and I put my smaller pieces kind of around it. So we're gonna dip into our Mod Podge here, and don't be scared to use a ton of Mod Podge because we're gonna need it. So don't be afraid to pack that Mod Podge on because we're going to need all that Mod Podge. So some of it's going to kind of fold and buckle. It's because you're trying to put something that's straight on something that's curved. So it's going to happen. But just make sure you just try to push the air bubbles out as much as you can. But you also have to be careful because this is paper. So you have to really be careful. But you see why we cut those slits? Because I cut those slits, it actually would lay down a lot flatter. Because I have done this before, and when I didn't cut the slits, and it was very very bumpy. So just be careful with that. So I'm going to try to go through and just smooth that down. And don't be afraid to use your fingers too. So don't be afraid to use your fingers. I'm just putting it behind there just to give something for that paper to kind of adhere to while I work on getting it to lay down. So don't worry, the Mod Podge dries. It dries clear, so you don't have to worry about it fading the color of the comic book or nothing like that. It's going to be totally fine, I promise you. Then I take my finger and I just push down any of those pieces that like to stick up, and then go back over it with my brush. So I push it down. And I wanna be forever young. So the start wants to stick up, so we're gonna put some Mod Podge behind there. That's it. Forever, forever young. I wanna be forever young. Alright. Not really. I don't want to live forever. That would be boring. Alright. So that's on there. Not too difficult, right? Not too much. Not too crazy. Not too crazy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start placing pieces around there. So like I said, I'm totally placing this at random. You know, we're not doing anything too intense. We're going to cut our little slits. So we're not doing anything too intense, too crazy. But just try not to put too much Mod Podge down and too far, because it will dry on you and then be all like crusty and nasty, and we don't want that. We don't want crusty and nasty though. We don't want crusty and nasty. But there's no particular order or way or manner to lay this down. You literally just go through and lay the images down however you see fit. And don't worry, it will dry clear. Like I said, it's going to dry clear. So don't worry, it's going to dry clear. So let's put another big piece on here, because I really want to use this whole Hawkeye. I really do. And some of the pieces are going to overlap. It's completely fine. Not every piece is going to make the cut. And if you need to cut more off, then you always can cut more off. But I really just want to use this whole entire Hawkeye because he just looks really, really cool. And we're going to cut our slits so we can get him to lay down a little bit better. So I mostly try to cut the slits in between where there's like no image there. But because of where the curve is, I have to cut into the image just to get it to wrap around properly. So, but once we Mod Podge it and lay it down, you're not going to really be able to see where the image actually splits. So it is quite alright. Alright. So I'm going to put like a wide variety of Mod Podge right through there. Because we want to have something for a Hawkeye to stick to at first. Okay. And that's why we cut those slits in there, because it makes it a lot easier for us to lay it down, you know, before we go in and start laying down the image with the Mod Podge over top. So, like I said, some of these images are going to overlap. No big deal. They're going to overlap. Over. And just go through and try to press it down as flat as you can. And it still may buckle from here from time to time. But I kind of like the buckle look to an extent, because it kind of adds to like the vintagey look of it. So, but it just depends. If you don't like the buckle look, then just keep messing with it until it's no longer buckled. But just be careful. Like I said, this is paper. So if you put too much Mod Podge on it or start wiping with your finger too much, you will actually start to take like the ink off the paper. So just be careful with that. Hi. Is there a certain type you use? Because Mod now has so many types. I just use the original plain Mod Podge. Because Mod Podge, they have the dishwasher safe, and then they have this, and then they have that. And I'm like, Mod Podge, Are you that bougie? Y'all don't got that bougie. I got 20 different types of Mod Podge. I use just regular Mod Podge. Nothing special. Nothing crazy. So I literally just use just regular old Mod Podge. Nothing too crazy. So just regular old Mod Podge. And some of the images are going to overlap, which is okay. And then we'll go through and get some of the... We'll probably use Spider-Man as the filler, since Spider-Man had the most pictures of himself in his comic book. Like, dang, Spider-Man conceded much. So we'll probably use Spider-Man as a filler for this cup. Now, the DC cup, I'm not quite sure. I haven't even looked into that comic book yet. So we're just going through, and we're putting these bad boys on there. Whoops. So let's put him on here somewhere, because he's a big one. So some of these might actually have to cut in half. I think I actually might cut him in half. I don't think I want his whole body on there. So, there've been heartache and pain, and I don't know if I can face it again. So we'll put him right there. I like him right there. Like I said, it's going to overlap some, which is okay. It's supposed to be like one of those, like, kind of, not like crammed, but... You need it? Here, take it. I don't need it. I got enough light. Yeah.
I don't know what other one that I had too.
I'm playing a song, Mom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The light was plugged into it. I should have enough light.
Yeah, that's my song. I'm feeling so much love.
We're doing 80s music and crafting this Sunday. It's my mom's like, this is my mom's song that she plays my dad when he's in trouble.
Yeah. Mom must have why she loved that joke.
So this is my dad's timeout song. This is my dad's timeout song. Like, he did something that really kind of ticked her off. He knows he's in trouble when my mom blasts this song through the house speakers. This is how he knows he's in trouble. She plays this song. Ooh, that's funny. So we're going to need quite a bit of filler for this one. But it's quite alright. It's quite alright. So, because most likely, guys are going to buy this cup. And guys really don't care about how it looks like women do. Some guys do, some guys don't. But most guys don't really care what it looks like as long as it has, like, superheroes on it. So, some guys care about how it looks, and some guys do not care. Like I made something for my husband. He's like, oh my God, it's perfect. I'm like, no, it's not. Look at it. And he was like, okay, I wouldn't notice unless you said something. So we are like the worst when it comes to like, when it comes to our own crafts. We're like the worst. Because we're the main ones like, oh my God, that looks horrible. Look at that. You see that? It looks terrible. Look how it's... And other people are like, okay, I don't see what's wrong with it, But when you do a lot of that one thing, we notice little stuff like that. We notice every little thing like that. So we're going to push that air out of there. Okay. It's coming together quite nicely. Do you guys have kids? I do. I have 2. If so, how do you keep them from interrupting as you craft? My husband is home. He is watching the kids. So that's why I don't have interruptions. But, and even if I do have interruptions, I just include my kids into my live stream. When I had my son, peek in during a live of mine a few times. Came in, changed my music, and then left. And I was like, really? So, or either I craft when my kids are at school, because my kids were in school. So I do that. I craft when they're at school, or my husband will watch them while I can craft. So I usually try to keep my crafting when my kids are away at school, or my husband is home from work to be able to watch them. But most of the time, like that Cowboys cup I did for a TikToker, I just posted today. My kids were home when I was doing that. I just had the door open and you just have to I just listen for them. But my kids are still rather young, so they're not really going to go too many places without me. And I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. The 1-year-old cannot open doors yet, but my 3-year-old can, and he knows not to open doors for his younger brother. So we have a mutual agreement on that. Don't open the door. So, yeah, he doesn't open the door for his brother or nothing like that. So, and he usually tells me, when I am crafting, if brother has gotten into something, he'll come and get me or whatever. But my crafting is actually connected to my kids' room, so I can hear everything. And then I also have a camera in the room where I watch them on the camera on my iPad while I'm crafting. And I can listen and I can talk to them through that camera. So when there's a will, there is definitely a way, because we find ways to craft. So where there's a will, there's a way. So yes, I have a camera in my kids' room that I use when I'm crafting to see when they're tearing up stuff. So I can go crafting uninterrupted. So we're going to need a lot of filler on this one. So you're literally just placing this random. There really is no like scientific method to it. You're just placing it on there and going to work. And we're going to push the air out of this one. Now this one may actually be a little bit of a fight because of how rectangle it is. So let's cut the slits into that. Okay. So that's why we cut the slits. And when you glue it down, you can't really see the gaps in the slits though, because they just kind of form together. And then I push with my finger any of those air pockets out of there. So that's how I can get it to lay kind of flat. So yes, where there is a will, there is a way. We find out ways to craft when we have smaller kids. Or at least I do. That's just what I do. I find different ways to craft. If I want to craft, I will definitely figure out a way to do so. So I don't think we need her to be that. We may skip on her. I don't know. We'll see. Let's cut a little bit more of this. Now there are a few characters that I don't want to cover up, so that's where I try my best to do some adjustments, because there are a few characters I don't want to cover up, like Captain America. I don't want to cover him up. So, and just be careful when you're applying Mod Podge over top of other pictures that already have it, not to put too much that starts to actually take the ink off of the comic book either. So just be careful with that. Okay. Doesn't require much, and we'll go through and we'll do some filler pieces and fill some stuff in along the way. But we do have all these characters still that we can use for fillers too as well. So turn around. Turn around. Oh my gosh, so many commercials have almost ruined this song. I would be really upset if I was an artist and people were using my songs for the most dumbest commercials. Because now they won't know my song for my song. They'll know it for that stupid Ritz commercial or whatever. So I would be upset. I would be upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be really upset. I'd be like, really? That's what you know my song for is that commercial. But hey, most of them are just like, I'm just glad you chose my song for the commercial. So I guess you have to think of it that way too. Turn around. Oh, you turn around, Brian. I forget which commercial that was from, but that's all I hear. Probably here on TikTok, honestly. Hello, what a great way to make a collage. Yes, is it actually? Yes, it is actually from comic books. They were donated from a comic book store. That's what I'm making these cups for. Do I do this full time? No, I do not. I am a full time hairstylist. I do crafting on the side. So crafting is not my full time job, unfortunately. I wish it was, but it is not for right now. But I am a full time hairstylist. That is my actual 9 to 5 job is being a hairstylist. So yep, I have been a licensed hairstylist for 3 years. So I'm still rather new to hairstyling also. So I went to the same Kapataji school my mom went to and also instructed at. I tried my best to beat her score. I think she still holds one of the top scores, period, for that test. And I was like 3 points shy of actually beating her top score in the practical and the written test. So my goal was to beat her, and I did not. So, poo, but it's okay. I made it. That's all that matters. I passed. At this point, I passed. That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about nothing else, bro. I got my license. I'm cool. I don't care about nothing else. I can care less whether I beat my mom's top score or not. But it was the goal to beat her score. But yeah, I didn't. And then my instructor that was there, Miss Chris, she actually worked with my mom. So of course she had like high expectations on me on everything that I did in hair school. So, but she was the only woman I actually trusted to actually teach me something. So everybody else was kind of like, like I would ask them, and I'm like, let me go ask this Chris. Sorry, I meant to say that. I meant to lay that better. You're right. Like you're good. You are good. I'm not really easily offended, so it's okay. So, and what I'll do also when I get done, as you can see, Captain America's kind of going over that. I'll take my X-Acto knife and cut that off, and then I'll take the tape off, and I'll Mod Podge the bottom just to make sure the pieces are sticking to the actual cup and not the tape. So, it's another thing to think about too. So now we have some filler that we need to fill in because we got a lot of space here. We still have to fill in here. So we're going to use you somewhere, chickadee. I just don't know where, but let's find somewhere to put her at. Let's see. I really want to keep this superhero symbol open. So we might have to do her. We might not be able to use her because of how I laid all this stuff. So we might not be able to use her. We'll see. I'm trying to keep as much of this in there as possible. Because I want to keep her number. Because I feel like people won't know who she is if she does not have her Fantastic Four number on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to... We might have to cover up Captain America. Because we already have Captain America a few times already on here. So we honestly can probably do away with this Captain America. But then we won't get that character right there. So maybe we lay her to the side. We may be able to get her... Let's cut off a little bit more. Let's cut off this excess stuff that we really don't need. but I kind of want to keep her hair though. I kind of want to keep her hair on her though. That way we can kind of take it or leave it on that Captain America, because we already have like 2 Captain Americas already on there. So, and I'm covering up the symbol a little bit, not much, literally just a little bit, not much, not much. I'm covering up like the exclamation mark on a symbol. That's how much I'm covering up. And don't forget to cut your slits so you can get the lay as flat as possible. Just popped in and say hi. Hey, what's going on? In the comments here. We're not being mean in the comments, are we? We're not being mean in the comments, are we? Oh, snap. Take my breath away. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. All right. Take my breath away. Dum dum. Every time I hear this song, I think about Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know why, but I do. So we're going to use this as like some filler pieces. So this is going to be good for filler. And then we'll go back and we'll go to probably the Spider-Man and probably the Captain America, because they had a lot of images of themselves in that comic book. So we'll go back and use those as filler, just to fill in some of these empty pieces of stainless steel. Now, what I could have probably done, I probably could have like spray painted multiple colors of like the Marvel comic books, but do you have what I already made? Do I have one already made? It's on my TikTok of one I already have made, but I don't have one made of these. No, not yet. Take my breath away. Dum dum. Dum dum. But yeah, on my TikTok page, I do have a video of it. It's the one where I was trying the Illumilite quick cast epoxy. It's that video. I apply it on this cup, or a cup like this, not this cup, but a cup like this. So, all right, let's see if we can get some more of these characters kind of cut out for this bomb filler here. Dum dum. Dum dum. We'll use Hulk. And this, we'll use him here. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. We'll use Daredevil, and we'll use Iron Man, and then we'll use him. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. So I probably could, yeah. We have Hulk right there, and then we have Thor and Captain America and Spider-Man. So I think I'm actually going to cut away Captain America and Spider-Man. That way I can use Thor as a filler piece. Yeah. Good idea. Good idea. Good idea. Let's get rid of these little scraps. So I always keep my scrap pieces if I need to go back and get little like stuff here and there to fill in. I can go back and get it. Let's see, because we do not have Thor on here. So we're going to place Thor And probably about like right there, because he'll fill that little spot in perfectly. But just be careful when you're applying Mod Podge again over um, pictures that have already been Mod Podged. Because you don't want to make it too wet, because then the ink will start smudging. Because it is paper, so. And I usually do about 2 layers of epoxy just to make sure that everything is covered. But you see, it's dried clear, so it's gonna be really nice. I'm excited about this cup. It's actually turning out really, really good. So it's a filler spot. I know I don't have an image that small, so I'm really gonna take this brown piece right here, and I'm gonna stick it right there. So literally, just pick up small pieces of comic book and just place it on there. Especially if you know you don't have an image that small, or if it's like really awkward, like this angle right here, that you don't have anything to put there, just stick just regular comic book strips right there. Like I'm getting ready to do. Just take comic book strips, the pieces that were cut, and just stick them on there. Now, if you want to go through the hustle and bustle of trying to find something to put there, you can, but just know you will be by yourself. Because I am not going to sit there and try to find pieces to fill that in with. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm not going to try and find something to fill in that little spot right there perfectly. Now, if I would have laid my pictures probably a little bit differently, it probably would have covered itself up, yeah. But, so I don't plan where I'm going to put it. I literally just pick a spot that looks kind of good and we place it on there. But I'm going to Mod Podge that down. Yes, I am. And then we're going to get some more of these pieces that we've cut out. I do try to get some at least that have like some type of color on them. And we're just going to just cut them on off and stick them on there. So, like I said, nothing too specific. Nothing too crazy, nothing like that. But I'm literally just sticking little tiny pieces left over from when I trimmed around images. That's why I always keep my comic books that I cut out in a pile over here. So if I need to go back and just get like some filler pieces, like all those little scraps that I cut off, I can always go back and put that on there. Like just no, I think I want to use that. So I can always go back and, place it on there. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Oh, I lost it. My note was like, nope, I don't want to go on there. So just place it right on there. So now we have all that stainless steel covered up right there in that corner. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world on the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. So you're gonna have to lose your legs there, sir. You're gonna have to lose your legs, sir. So, yep. So I may not have time to do both of the cups on live, but I know for sure I'll do one of the cups on live because my husband has to work. He works overnight and he wants to lay down by a certain time. So I try to be respectful, about that and not just be like, oh, well, he's watching the kids. Let me just craft as long as I want to. No, he has to go back to work. He just got home he went to the Royal Rumble in St. Louis. I bought him as a Christmas gift from me to him. I sent him to the Royal Rumble. He had such a good time. Oh my gosh. He was so giddy. He's like a little schoolgirl. Oh my gosh, he was so excited. And he got to see his favorite wrestler, his woman crush, Sasha Banks. So he was really, really excited. He was kind of bummed out because she wasn't supposed to be there. And then she came. So, of course, he was all like excited and stuff. So, I was happy for him. So he was excited. I was excited for him. Hey everybody. I'm just trying to get this stuff covered up. We'll cut that. So we cut that. Like I said, it does not have to be perfect, y'all. Just take this stuff. As long as you have like your basic pictures that you really, really want on there. Like I literally just take pieces of comic book leftover and just stick it on there. And just stick it on there. I know sometimes we can kind of overthink things as crafters too. Like literally just stick it on there. Now I don't do anything to this cup until 24 hours. I want to allow it to fully dry. But that's what it looks like so far. So not too bad. I know my mom took my light. So so I don't have very much light anymore because my mom took my light. So that's what it's looking like right now. But I still have to go through it and fill in a lot of that stainless steel parts. But it's coming together quite nicely. So we'll put Hulk right here probably. Just to fill in that little space right there. I got a nice playlist going on though. I really feel like I should have been born in the 80s instead of the 90s though, honestly. Like that's just my honest opinion. Does anyone feel like they should have been born in a different decade? I really feel like I should have been born in the 80s because I love everything about the 80s. 80s had good music, 80s had good clothes, 80s was just a whole vibe. Like I really feel like 80s was just a vibe within itself. Like everything in the 80s was like dope. And I really feel like I should have been like born in the 80s because I just love everything about the 80s, man. The music was dope. Y'all fashion, the certain dances that came out. It was just the sports was better during the 80s. So 80s was just lit. Let me tell you. The 80s was just lit. Like that's all I can really say about that. 80s was just lit. And y'all know y'all was too. Because people in the 80s like, oh yeah, we used to do that back in the day. And I'm like, man. My dad's always playing music. I'm like, what song is that? Who's that? Who's that? Because I'm always like, who is that? Who's that? Who's that? They just had such good music back during that time frame. I need some more light. Hold on, y'all. Let me plug this light in because my mom took my light, bro. And now it's like dark. So if y'all don't mind seeing cords, then. There we go. Is that better? Y'all can see a little bit now. This feeling in the morning. Should I lower it down? No, that's worse. Is that good? Can y'all see now? Can y'all see now? Is it good? Hello, everyone who's just joining. We are making some comic book collage tumblers. I was commissioned by a local comic book store to make these, one Marvel, one DC, and I love making these. I really do, because there really is no like right or wrong way to make these cups. So it's pretty much like whatever you want to do, just do it. So I like making these cups. These are probably one of my favorite cups to do. Is cups like this. So I'm just taking pieces and I'm just going to cut this filler comic right on up, and we're going to fill in some of these gaps down here. Doesn't really have to make sense. We just need it just to cover up some of this stuff down here that didn't get covered up. So we're literally just covering up spots. So Mod Podge it on down. Mod Podge it down. And it's on there. Nobody's gonna know. I love using that sound on TikTok. No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. Ding, 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 ding. How will they know? How will they know? How will they know? I made a lot of changes to the website too. I added a lot of new products to the website. So if y'all could go check that out, I would deeply appreciate it. I added the rest of my Tumblr designs that you can have made. I'm adding an option for you to buy sublimation prints already pre-printed out for 20-ounce tumblers, and you can upload your own image for me to print out for you and ship it to you, or you can choose the images that I already have. I have anime, I have football teams, I have hockey, I have a whole bunch of stuff. So, and those are all the designs that I handmade myself. So, I handmade those designs. Alright, so we need some filler. Let's go back to this Spider-Man comment and get some filler from that, because Spider-Man was really feeling himself. He really was. So we're going to take a guess and say that this is Nick Fury, because I don't know. We're gonna take a guess and guess that this is Nick Fury. I want to say it is Nick Fury, but I don't know. So I've never seen white Nick Fury. I've only seen Samuel L. Jackson. Dada. Is that Nick Fury?
Yes.
Okay.
Original Nick
Yep.
Fury.
All right. I got the original non-Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury. That looks like it looks like the, oh my gosh, what was his name? I don't remember his name, but I remember the movie from Small Soldiers. It looks like one of the Small Soldiers characters, though. It really does. It looks like one of the Small Soldiers characters. I forgot what his name was, but I mean, because he had the cigar in his mouth and everything, and he looks just like that character, bro. I promise you, he does. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, he looks just like that character from Small Soldiers. Another classic old school movie too. So I just love classic movies, man. I just love everything like classic. Everything classic is like my jam. Sorry, I'm trying to get this light a little bit higher, because I really feel like the light needs to be a little bit higher. So y'all just bear with me as I move some light around. There we go. Is that better? Yep, that's a lot better. Thank you for the follow, guys. Appreciate that. We're just chilling today. We're making this tumbler. It is a collage Marvel actual comic book tumbler. So it looks pretty good. We're almost done. We're just filling in some filler right now. We still have a few stainless steel spots we need to fill up. And then this will pretty much be like done. So it didn't really take that much. This will pretty much be done. So I got the 80s tunes on. And we're just jamming and chilling out today. So we're just chilling. But if you missed my sublimation live stream, I did a sublimation class Friday. If you missed it, it is posted on my YouTube channel. It just uploaded today to my YouTube, so make sure you go check that out. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you click on my lovely face in the top left corner, you can go to my TikTok page and click on the plus button. I mean the play button on that, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you don't want to miss that. I have a few other videos. I have a Canva class on there, and I have a few other classes that you can go and check that out. I would deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate it. All right. So that's our first Nick Fury picture, honestly, because I just didn't know what the man actually looked like. So I'm going to have to go back to that comic book and see if I can snag some other like smaller images of Nick Fury. So now that I know what he looks like, and I kind of figured that was him, I just wasn't sure, so I just didn't put it on there. Because like I said, you don't want to sit there and put something on there that you think is the person, and it ends up not even being that person. You're like, oh, you're like, word, really? So now that I know that it actually is Nick Fury, now I can go through and possibly put some more pictures of this man, because that's the first picture of Nick Fury that I have on there. He's like, I gave you a whole comic book. Where's Nick Fury? I'm like, look, I didn't know. Shoot, cut me some slack, bro. I'm like, I don't know what this man look like. Shut up. But yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post majority of my live streams from TikTok on there. I don't post all of them, but I do try to post the ones that I think that people will, thank you for the share, that people would like to see again. So I don't post all of my live streams, but I do try to repost the ones I think people would want to watch again. So this one probably would be one that I probably would post to YouTube. I really think people may want to actually go back and watch this. Alright, so let's start filling in this stuff up here. So we're going to need quite a bit of filler pieces now that I have majority of the characters that I want to use. So we'll just start cutting off these little pieces right here. We'll leave the DD so just people can know that he's actually Daredevil. And then we'll just start to kind of just place these characters in here to see if we can fit them. I think he'll fit nicely right there. So once again, still no really like rhyme or reason. We're literally just randomly placing these pieces of comic book in random spots. There really is no like, there's no rhyme or reason. Now, if he would have told me, you know, I want more of this specific character and less of this person, then yes, I would have done that accordingly. But since I wasn't really given any type of I want more or less of anybody, I am literally just placing these random. He gave it, he donated the comic books from his store, and this is what we're going to do with them. So, but like I said, if you want me to make this cut for you, I surely would. I would have no problem with that. Just message me and my TikTok messages, and we can discuss business from there. Because I don't have that option for epoxy types on my website, because epoxy it's a lot of different things that go into it, and I really feel like people would buy something and like not purchase everything they want. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, there are some people that are like that, and they just try to get the cheapest option possible and then try to ask for all this stuff. So I just don't have, yeah, if you want an epoxy cup, you have to actually contact me personally. Come, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. So, yeah, you have to contact me directly if you want an epoxy cup done, because I just really feel like people would be kind of ridiculous and they wouldn't be like too. What did I put that Captain America at? They wouldn't be too truthful about it, unfortunately. But did I drop him? Where did I put him? Oh, right there. So, and people really wouldn't be too truthful, unfortunately. So that would definitely be something that I would want people to actually contact me directly. Come, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. A small little stainless steel piece right there. Stick that right there. Oops. Put that right there. And you don't really need too much Mod Podge because you don't want to soak it too much either. But like I said, this is paper, so you actually have to break the paper down if you start doing too much Mod Podge on it. So just be careful with that, because you don't want to over soak it either. And then you start to break the paper down, and then you're going to be in big trouble. So So a little bit of that Spider-Man's going to be cut off, which is fine. So, come and go. So, and then we'll let this dry a little bit down, and then I'll take an X-Acto knife and cut across there to get the rest of that off of there. All right, let's go get some more filler pieces. So let's see if we can find some stuff. Like I said, Spider-Man has a lot of filler pieces. The filler in Spider-Man is like ridiculous. So I'm just trying to go through and find some little stuff. Maybe we can put a word there. Maybe we'll put "foosh" there or something. We'll use this word and put it there. So many memes have ruined this song for me.
I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down under? A women go and men thunder. Can't you hear the thunder? You gotta run, you gotta take cover.
Let's see if we can find some stuff.
From a man in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscle. I said to his
Oh Lord, some bubble gum ad.
he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. He said, I come from a land down under. With a snow and men thunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Again in Bombay, it's like jaw, not much to say. I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty. He said, I come from a land down under.
All right. So we're going to continue to fill this in with these little pieces here that we have left over. This is why we always keep our little pieces, because you never know if you may need them. We're going to put Cat's shield right there. So we're going to just continue just placing these pieces on this tumbler. And these are 30-ounce tumblers, curved 30-ounce tumblers from Stainless Steel Depot. I usually get my stainless steel tumblers from there, but in a pinch, I will get them from Amazon. And sometimes it's actually cheaper to get them from Amazon than to get them from the Stainless Steel Depot. So when you're crafting, just make sure you always, use all of your options when it comes to purchasing supplies. Always look through everything before you make purchases. I always usually try to look through all the options, or I'll go and search for new ones. I'll look on TikTok. They'll usually have a few people. Try to support other small businesses. If you do know some craft suppliers, just buy something from them. Support small businesses. Let's all grow together. Let's support each other. So I usually will. I have a cup coming in from a TikToker here. And I was like, that's really cute. I can make it myself, but I don't want to. Like, there's a lot of small pieces of vinyl. I don't have the patience, and she already has it already made. So why would I go and remake it? I can just pay her to do it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not make this more difficult. Let's just pay somebody who already has done it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. It's just easier to just pay somebody else that already has it done than to sit there and struggle and want to pull your hair out and cuss because you can't get it right. So I just pay people that already have it done. Plus, I'm supporting a fellow small business owner, so I just like doing it like that way. I just like doing it that way. So I just want to support other people. I don't want people just supporting me all the time. I want to support other people. Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins. Definitely one of my favorites. I love Phil Collins. He is a favorite of mine. Now, listen. Now, once it's clear, like dries, it's going to be clear. And if you see a piece of stainless steel that you miss, go back and put more Mod Podge and fill that sucker in. It's not like, you only do it once and that's it. No, because once this dries, I'm pretty sure I missed some spots where there's stainless steel. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add another piece of comic book where I missed that spot at. So that's why I let it dry for 24 hours before I go and do anything else. So I want to make sure that I don't miss any spots on here. And I want to make sure that everything is covered up. We don't want no stainless steel to be seen. Now, you could have spray painted it. I don't, because I'm going to end up covering it up anyway. So therefore, if you spray paint it and you don't cover up a spot, it won't be visible. So it's smarter, but I don't do it that way because I really don't. No one's going to see it, so I really don't care. So to me, it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to go through and spray paint it because no one's going to see the stainless steel. I'm going to cover up every single piece of stainless steel. So to me, it doesn't really make a difference because no one's going to see it anyway. So I can honestly care less because no one's going to see it. So nobody's going to know that it's there. So unless you're like really paying attention to it, and if that's the case, then maybe you should think about making your own. Like, I'm joking. But I do want to make sure that there is no stainless steel showing though. Oh Lord, I'm waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. Man, Phil Collins is a beast. This man, I still say to this day, Tarzan was probably the best soundtrack Disney has. Fight me. Like, fight me. I'm telling you right now. He killed that Tarzan soundtrack, yo. That is by far like the best soundtrack Disney got. I'm not playing. Like, I am not playing with y'all. Phil Collins ate Tarzan up, man. What, You'll Be in My Heart, Son of Man, all of that, man. He killed that whole soundtrack. He's in the booth just killing it. Son of Man, look to the sky. Yes, come on. Matter of fact, Alexa, play Disney Tarzan soundtrack.
Tarzan, original motion picture soundtrack by various artists on Amazon Music.
No, you could have just said by Phil Collins. That's what I really came here for. That's who I really came here for. Let's be honest. Alexa, next. Oop. What is this? Alexa, next. What is this? Thank you. That's what I'm talking about right there. I don't know what that was. Hi. And the wisdom to be wise. All these things will come to you in time. On this journey that you're making, there'll be answers that you see. And it's you who climb the mountain. It's you who reach the peak. Son of man, look to the sky. Let your spirit set you free. Someday you will soar with pride. Son of man, a man in time you'll be. Though there's no one there to guide you, no one to change your hand. But with faith and understanding, you will journey the man. The Son of Man, look to the sky. Let your spirit set him free. Someday you will soar with pride. Son of Man, a man in time you'll be. You will teach, and in teaching you will learn. So we are going to be placing a piece of vinyl along that top too. So if you don't get all the stainless steel, it's cool because we're putting a piece of vinyl there to cover up that top and bottom. So it's gonna be cool. It's cool. It's cool. Son of man, look to the sky. Let your spirit set me free. Someday you will soar with pride. Son of man, a man in time you'll be. Ooh, ooh, there, ooh, there, ooh, there. Son of man, a man will love you see. Tell you, man, Phil Collins went crazy on this album, yo. You honestly could have had just Phil Collins and it still would have been dope. And then they brought my favorite, like, fangirl group ever, which was NSYNC. I absolutely loved NSYNC. I was an NSYNC girl growing up, but then changed to a Backstreet Girl as I got older. When I realized NSYNC was not coming back or doing anything for their fans still, I was like, you know what? Let me switch over to this Backstreet Boys. And I've been kind of like a Backstreet Girl ever since. But I still do listen to NSYNC every once in a while, though. But it's actually like, this is Roseanne, too. She killing it, too. Woo! Thank you. Do wop be doo. Woo! All right. So it is done. It is finished. So here is the cup. It's gonna be a few little wrinkles. It's okay. Just kind of, I usually kind of like go through and press them down. But it's not gonna be like 100% perfect, but it's quite alright. When we fill it in with epoxy, it's not really gonna be too noticeable. But yeah, just kind of go through and press them down a little bit. But it's a little bit of creases, but not too bad. But there's the cup. Looks beautiful. I'm gonna let this dry 100% overnight. Around it, I wanna know. Can you show me? I wanna know about the strangers like me. Tell me more. Can you show me? And y'all know I don't throw these away. Y'all know I keep all these scraps because you never know. I may need it. I may have missed a spot of stainless steel on the cup that I didn't see. So I do save these cut up pieces of comic book. I surely do. I save all that. I don't throw away anything. I try to save as much stuff as I possibly can because, listen, this craft business is expensive and we don't have time to be throwing away stuff. So I keep all this stuff. So I keep all these because you never know. Whoops. You never know. I may need to make another. I smacked y'all all up in the face. I may need to make another comic book cup. So I keep all this stuff. So I keep it all. Tell me more. Then show me. So let me just clean up a little bit. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and do this one. Let's get our X-Acto knife. I'm going to go through and we're going to just make sure we cut all of this excess comic book off of the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and take off the electric tape off the bottom and off the top. I don't want it to get anything Mod Podge to this tape. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to get my X-Acto knife and just cut all these little pieces off. I like to cut while it's still kind of wet because you still have some leeway to actually be able to cut the image. So I like to cut while the Mod Podge is still slightly a little bit on the wetter side. And I made this tab so it's easy for me just to pull it off. So, and it may come back up, but that's okay because we're getting ready to Mod Podge the top and the bottom just to make sure that the comic book is sticking to the cup and not to the tape. So that's why we took the tape off. Because I'm getting ready to go back through with Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge the top and bottom just to make sure it's sticking to the cup and wasn't sticking to the tape. My family, trust your heart, let faith decide. This night and night we sleep. So just put my brush underneath there. I'm going to press that down because we really want to make sure that this is stainless. This is Mod Podge to stainless steel. So we're just going to go over that. All right. So same thing to the bottom. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick my logo on the bottom, because we're not doing any type of spray painting or nothing on this tumbler. So this tumbler is almost pretty much done. So this is definitely a tumbler that you can get done quite quickly, just depending on what all you want to do. I can usually get this cup done with everything within a week. So it's definitely a good, like, quick turnaround cup that I can get done rather quickly. I'm going to go ahead and put my tumbler booty on there. I do this with my tumblers, my epoxy tumblers. I recently seen a TikTok of a lady. She had sublimation cups, and she actually sublimated her logo on the outside rim of the cup. I haven't made it yet. I saved it, but I haven't made it yet. So I'm going to put that right there in the middle of that cup. So therefore, when people scan it, it'll take them straight to my information. And I got something underneath there. Hold on. I do the same. Yes. So there's been a lot of, like, horrible feedback about doing that. I do that just to protect myself, because I've actually had an image of mine stolen and someone passed it as their own. So it's not a good feeling. I'm gonna get another one. I got a piece of that Mod Podge from my finger on the bottom of my sticker. So let's just use this to my advantage and let's get another one. So I actually made this. This is called Flow Code. And it's a free to use, but it's a code that you can put on the bottom of your tumblers, and it actually will track how many times it's been scanned and where it's been scanned, and it's 100% free. And I think you can have like up to 6 flow codes for free. So I use that. I made one for myself, my mom, because I manage her website and her business and stuff like that as well. So I definitely use that, and it will tell you how many times people have scanned it, where they scanned it, and the different things they went to. So I have my beacons, which is that right there. So that's the code to my beacons that I use. So I'm just going to stick this on the bottom of the tumbler, and we're going to just press that on there, and that's it. So when I go to epoxy, it's on there. People know exactly who it came from. And if they like it, I'm like, oh, you like my cup? Here, scan that. And they can go straight to all your information to where they can order one as well from you. So you always want to make sure you leave something on the tumbler for people to remember who it came from. Or they can show or tell where it came from. I don't like to put it actually on the tumbler. I put it on the bottom. That way, people can just, lift it up and they can scan it. I've seen people actually put it on the design themselves. I don't like doing that. I'd rather put it on the bottom so the people, the customer can actually still enjoy their tumbler and drink out of it without a big smack logo in the middle of it. Now, some customers don't care. They're like, I don't care. I just want a cup from you. And if they requested that I put my logo bigger on the cup, then I will. But other than that, I only put my logo on the bottom of the cup, because I wouldn't want to walk around with a big logo on my cup. Wow, can you repeat what you just were to get it from an Instagram code? But that's really cool. Flow Code. It's FLOWCODE. It's called Flow Code. Flow Code. Let me type it in the comments here. Flow Code. Yep, and it's flowcode.com. So Flow Code is where I got it from. And I used Beacon. Now you can sign up for Beacon from my page, and that's where I have all my links to everything, my website, certain products, YouTube channel, all that's on Beacon. You can sign up and make your own Beacon from my link. I would greatly appreciate that. So let me just clean up. I think that's gonna be it. I don't think I'm gonna do the other cup on live. I've already been on here for a little bit. So but I will show the other cup on my TikTok when I get done with that one, since that one's going to be DC Comics. But I thank you guys for stopping by and just chilling with me, jamming with me. I will be posting this on my YouTube channel as a replay. So if you missed it, for those that are just kind of coming in, if you missed it, I will be posting this to my YouTube channel. So you can go back and look at it on how I laid these down and different things like that. But overall, I love this cup. It's actually starting to become one of my favorite cups to do, because it's like one of the most ones you can mess up on and no one's going to know you jacked up. So I see you guys later. I appreciate it. Have a good Sunday. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see my replays with my TikTok. And see you guys later. Bye.